Okay, now let's take a look at energy prices and carbon dioxide emissions. Gasoline price in United States cities has been increasing since the 2000s. In the most recent years, gasoline prices range from $2 to $4 per gallon with high level of fluctuation. On the other hand, electricity retail prices have been relatively stable. Residential customers has an average rate about 12 cents per kilowatt hour, and it is a higher rate than commercial customers and transportation customers. Industrial customers has the lowest rate, which is about 7 cents per kilowatt hour. Natural gas prices is also high for residential consumers. Commercial and industrial consumers has a lower rate. At the same time, residential consumers have higher natural gas prices in summer and lower natural gas prices in winter. This chart compares the energy prices in the US with other industrialized countries. All countries listed in this table are members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. They are all industrialized countries. The United States has the lowest level of electricity except for Canada. The United States also has the lowest level of gasoline price. The low energy prices in the country can be a barrier for customers and industries and business to adopt renewable energy and energy efficiency technologies. Now let's look at carbon dioxide emissions by source. This chart shows the emissions by major sources from 1973 to 2014. We can tell that carbon dioxide emissions are primarily from the consumption of petroleum and coal. Natural gas also contributes significantly in terms of emitting carbon dioxide, especially in the most recent years. And we do see a trend that the economy is switching from petroleum and coal to natural gas. This is probably driven by the shale gas boom in the recent years. So carbon emission has been increasing, although the GDP has also been growing. Carbon intensity measures the amount of carbon emissions per unit of GDP growth of the country. We do see that the United States has experienced significant decrease in carbon intensity since 2000, which is about 30% of improvement. At the same time, if we look at energy intensity, which is measured by energy consumption per dollar of GDP growth, we see a similar trend that since 2000, energy intensity has been decreased by 25%. Which is a good thing that suggests that economic growth is based on cleaner energy production. Others may also argue that outsourcing of the heavily polluting industries and manufacturing to other countries can also contribute to the decline of energy intensity and carbon intensity of the country. This chart compares the US with the rest of the world in terms of energy intensity per capita and energy productivity. The y-axis shows the energy consumption per capita. The US has a very high level of energy consumption per capita. It's a much higher energy consumption than the world average, and it's also higher than many other industrialized countries. Although the US has been experiencing improvement in per capita energy consumption. The y-axis shows the energy productivity of countries. Energy productivity is the inverse of energy intensity, which is measured by dollar of GDP growth per unit of energy consumption. The US has a higher level of energy productivity than the world average, and it has been increasing. But if you compare the US with other industrialized countries, we find that the US has a lower energy productivity than many other industrialized countries such as France, Japan, Netherlands, Germany, UK, Spain, etc.